So as you're talking right now, Andrew's over here, sitting here, and he's nodding, and he looks almost as if he's trying to restrain himself from jumping over the table and grabbing the camera and looking into the lens and saying, "Do you hear what we're saying?" I get that sense that there's almost you mentioned zeal earlier. Yeah. And you guys are in a great area. You're not too far off from the North American martyrs, where they worked and suffered and toiled and died for our faith.
Yeah, you see those people. I mean, I think especially modern Americans, they compartmentalize. Where I've accepted Christ, I've accepted the teachings of the church. Okay, but I'll keep that in this part of my life. You know, or you slowly kind of diffuse it out a little bit. But these saints, especially like these North American martyrs, or Mother Teresa, they didn't do that. They had God envelop the whole world. They didn't give 50, 80%. They gave 110%. They gave everything they had to God and to the mission.
Right.
Yeah, and that changes lives.
And isn't being a saint really what the owner's manual calls for from all of us?
Right.
That's the norm. It's not the exception. It should be the norm.
You speak of like learning our craft of evangelization, catechesis, and paraclesis. Can you describe what does that mean, learning our craft to spread the faith?
I think that the things that hold us back are, first of all, our lack of spiritual imagination to begin with. We have to realize the scope of what it could be, what our life could be. Jesus Christ said, "I've come that you might have life and have it abundantly, have it over in an overflowing way." But to do that, first of all, the evangelization, the meeting of Christ, and subjecting the ongoing work of evangelization, that every particle of our life be evangelized by the gospel of Jesus Christ, by the power of it. St. Paul talks about being conformed to the sufferings of Christ and knowing the power of his resurrection. He talks about leaving everything behind, even the past trophies, to press on toward the upward call. Nothing held back. That is what we are called to. He says we are all called to it. Hear his voice and respond to that. The catechesis, of course, is informing that impulse, that life. And I think we have a good grasp of what catechesis is. Paraclesis is the practical coaching. You couldn't learn football from a book. It's not the suggested manner. We need to be coached and encouraged and exhorted, and somebody to come alongside of and to call to us, the klesis calling to us from alongside, urging us forward. If we do that in a practical mentoring and practical discipleship, we'll change the world.
Yeah, I mean, earlier we were discussing for the show, you related it to the military. That's right. And you think of visions of Marine recruits or Army recruits going over walls or up cargo nets, and there at the base are the drill sergeants and the commanders right there at the feet of these recruits, yelling at them only good, positive, wonderful things. Well, but they're encouraging them, get up that wall, get over that wall, get up that net, and they're right there. They're sweating with them. They're bleeding with them. They're on the battlefield with them.
In the practical life of a soldier, you cannot lead men from a distance in terms of field combat.
Right.
You have to be up there, and you have to be visible, and that means you have to have the shots coming at you.
And this would be the same in the family then for fathers.
Absolutely. In the domestic church, that's the most vital part of this, perhaps, is that we have all these families across America. We need to see a leadership in the family that leads by kindness and love and with direction and is well informed to change the lives, the souls of all the members of that family.
So it's not,
we all need each other.
So it's not enough for a mother or father to just send their child off to a Catholic school or to CCD class and expect that that's where they're going to get the full grasp of the faith.
It's a prescription for disaster.
It is. It's got to, you're saying it's got to be there in the home, and that's where the primary educators as parents.
That's right.
So that's where it's got to start, and
you're
really.
You're going to be judged for it if you don't do it.
Yeah. Yeah. My wife said that to me once. She said, "When we die, you'll be judged much more strictly on how this family was led." Then she walked out of the room. Then she came back in the room and she said, "And I'll be judged on how I helped you be the leader that you're supposed to be." Thanks be to God. She's a great woman. But in the home, the family's got to be, from the dinner table to sending them off to school to tucking them in at night to guiding them back and forth. It's got to be there. Then the coaching, the mentoring. I love that word paraclesis. I'd never heard it explained like that. Coaching.
Yeah, you see it in the Thessalonian correspondence. and Paul talks about his active ministry, not just in teaching these people in a lecture format, but more.
Right.
Okay, we got to take a quick little break, and we'll bring these themes out with our next guest too from Irenaeus Ministries. So don't go away. We'll be right back in a moment. Hi, welcome back to Life on the Rock, and tonight we're joined by St. Irenaeus Ministries, and we have some of their members, Marie Griffins and Todd Duncan. So welcome to Life on the Rock.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Now, Marie, you are a counselor, full-time paid counselor at St. John Fisher College.
A campus minister there.
Campus minister. And so how have you incorporated St. Irenaeus Ministries in that work? How has it helped you?
Well, I actually was part of St. Irenaeus Ministries, the St. Titus Fellowship, which is a young adult group that meets on every Friday. And so, I don't know, it's almost hard to say in one word. That fellowship, as well as just the one-on-one counsel that I've gotten from Mr. Higbee throughout my 3 years being involved with it, have been a huge support, just in having a community to fall back on, even with all the different age groups, different couples involved with Irenaeus that have just really reached out to me, whether it be in prayer or hearing from them how they've ministered in the past and, you know, how to do that. So
now you went to Steubenville, right? A powerful faith campus there, and you worked with Ned. What does this bring a sort of a unique angle or approach the ministries here?
I would say, yeah, actually I was thinking about that before the show and thinking about how in some ways for me, I think going to Steubenville, the Franciscan University, was almost like a honeymoon, like just realizing and for the first time really being surrounded by people who were excited about the faith. And then when I came to St. Irenaeus, it was really where the rubber hits the road in the real world. And I just see how much God's providence gave me, you know, kind of led me to this community so that I can take the great joy that I experienced at Steubenville and what I learned about the fullness of truth in the Catholic Church and actually realize how to put that into practice in real life, which is a lot harder than sometimes it seems when you're surrounded by, you know, peers who are all on fire for God. So.
Now, Todd, you've graduated from college.
Yeah, I graduated the beginning of March.
And you're working in IT?
Yes, I am.
Now, you're involved with the St. Titus Fellowship. Can you describe what goes on at these meetings of St. Titus Fellowship?
Well, we cover a lot of things at Titus. We focus sometimes on Bible passages in particular. Sometimes we'll focus on a theme in the Scripture. We'll focus in on saints' lives. And our general model is to get together, come together, and pray together, and then learn about the Scriptures together in a way that's, I think, fairly unique among the young college groups that I've found. And afterwards, we break up, but after we break up the formal study, there's always a good, strong time of fellowship that really draws out that this isn't just a program, it's a community. And that has definitely been something that's blessed my life.